This is Biernacki, and I'm going to go over the top 9 causes of foot and ankle swelling and what to do about them, and then my top home remedies and what to do about it. So we're going to start with all that stuff. As your veins return blood flow to your heart, a clot could plug that up, and that could cause problems and clot it up. This is an emergency because that clot can shoot up to your lungs. Blood clots are very dangerous, and I'm going to warn you right here is these videos are never perfect. They're never 100% accurate, and there's always somebody that complains about something. So if you're worried about a clot, don't rely on a video on YouTube. Go get checked out. Go to the ER because a blood clot can be life-threatening if it shoots up into your lungs, and there's a lot of different causes. So a venous duplex Doppler, a venous probe right here, ultrasound probe, can check for a blood clot. And we basically look at an ultrasound machine and the image shows us, hey, when we press on this blood vessel, is there a big chunk in there preventing it? So that's a little bit oversimplified. I don't do these myself, but in the emergency room, there's trained specialists to do this and read these. This is different than a blockage in your artery. This is more the causes of arterial sclerosis or gangrene. This is when fat builds up in your smooth muscle and actually blocks the blood flow through your artery. That can cause gangrene. So you can see right here, there's a lot of different arteries that can develop plaque. They can get thick. That would cause your toes, your feet to ache because the blood flow is not getting there. That might also cause swelling, but generally more pain than swelling. Squeeze your calf. That's called the Holman sign. If it's painful, if it's red, if it's irritated, that's a high percentage chance that you could have a blood clot. And it's usually one leg compared to the other, but we have a great video that goes over blood clots, but get that checked out for sure because that's an emergency. If you think you have a blood clot in your calf, this is associated with health issues and for sitting for long periods of time, injuries, age, there's a lot of different risks. So I'm going to get the unpleasant stuff out of the way in terms of swelling of the foot and ankle. The most unpleasant stuff is health problems. So if you're overweight, if you're a diabetic, if you have heart problems, if you have kidney problems, if you have liver problems, all this stuff basically does this. Your heart is a pump that circles blood fluid. Arteries bring the blood vessels down to your toes, and veins bring the blood flow back up to your heart. If your body is significantly bigger and your heart's not stronger, it has to work much more. So the blood vessels basically get engorged and you swell everywhere. If you have health problems such as a weaker heart, kidneys that can't get rid of the fluid from your body, or a liver that's preventing the blood flow from getting back to your heart, or varicose veins, things like that, your body's gonna expand. So get as healthy as possible. So eating your vegetables, exercising, doing all kinds of stuff like that. Go see your primary care doctor because there are serious causes. And this is usually if both feet are equally swollen and you barely move and you're like, why is this happening? It's getting worse and worse. Check out your health. Now we're going to get to the actionable stuff. Pregnancy. If you're pregnant, you're going to swell a lot more because your body's bigger. You got to supply blood flow to the baby. So you poor mothers, thank you for taking care of those babies because I know the men here can't do it. So a lot of this stuff from fixing your foot problems and your biomechanics that applies at the end of this video will help for this stuff. Lymphedema. So your lymph vessels are different than your veins. Your lymph vessels take up the big molecules like protein and bring them back up into your blood flow. So if you have tree bark like skin, thick scaly skin like tree trunk level legs, this is called lymphedema. This is something that a podiatrist can help with. Wraps, compression stockings, pumps to wear on your legs, getting as healthy as possible. I've had lots of patients get a lot better. The next one is venous insufficiency. If you're a bigger person, your veins are going to swell. So kind of if your heart has to push a lot, it's going to push it out. And you can develop varicose veins. So what varicose veins are, it's valves. Every time you walk, the blood flow shoots up and then gravity wants to bring it back down. The valve should shut down. But if there's too much pressure, the valve could break and it swells the varicose vein. And that could sometimes need a procedure. It could need compression stockings. It could need a podiatrist evaluation to start feeling a little bit better for sure. So these are varicose veins. When you look at your leg and they're prominent, they're blue, there's sometimes little lumps. After a lot of walking, they can be even thicker and more swollen. On the left-hand side here, you can see the valves don't close all the way, so that's why it gets swollen. There's backflow. And what happens is compression socks can hold those valves closed a little bit. So if you're walking all day, your calves are swollen, your ankles are swollen, that can help. But at the same time, that's usually not the root cause. But there are surgical options available. There's a lot of great vein doctors. But personally, as a podiatrist, we see a lot of people, and I say majority of the time we can prevent stuff like this by working on biomechanical corrections. The one thing with varicose veins and swollen ankles is pain relief. If you're having pain, what you can do is freeze an ice bottle and ice the bottom of your feet. The varicose vein surgery sometimes does not get to the root cause because the root cause is the pain and the overwhelming fluid and swelling in the veins. It's almost like the varicose veins are more of a symptom than the original cause. So see here, I'm massaging, I'm icing, I used an ice ball there. All this kind of stuff works. It can help get your pain down at the end of a long day where you're standing all day. But ideally, you want to prevent this swelling in the first place. So that's kind of the key. Tight muscles, tight joints, and I'm going to go over that more later in the video, but massaging with a massage roller stick, that's like $7. So that can get a lot of the fluid out of your leg when you're swollen. It can loosen up your muscles so that they work better and develop even less swelling in the first place. And that combined with things like weight loss, massage, stretching, increasing your muscle strength. So see, as I'm massaging, I'm more flexible, and that causes less stress and less overload on my muscles during the day so they don't get as swollen. And as you stretch, as you get more flexible, as you get more athletic, the muscles don't have to work as hard. That's a significant oversimplification, but that's some basics. You can use some creams. So there's menthol-based creams like BioFreeze, stuff like that you can put on your legs. Sometimes people have relief with essential oils. Lots of things available like anti-inflammatory creams as well. There's some compound pharmacy creams. There's ibuprofen. There's Tylenol. But again, it doesn't get to the root cause of the problem. It's good support, good shoes, good ankle braces, good compression stockings, getting in as good a shape as possible, getting your body healthy is the key. An infection could do it for sure. If you have a cut or a nick on your leg and it's red, hot, swollen, if you have an opening in your skin, call your podiatrist. We'll start you on an antibiotic. We got to get that infection down because that is an emergency that could cause hospitalization. And the last cause is biomechanical issues. I would put this in 90% of the causes. Take a look at this gentleman running right here. This is stiffness through the hamstrings, through the calf muscles. The feet just kind of plunk down. They don't absorb the shock. This makes the joints and the muscles in the feet very sore and very swollen. The root cause of this is this. Look at my left foot here is a little bit stiffer than my right foot. So as an example here, look at how much my right foot bends up, but the left foot, it's like 10 degrees less. This is called dorsiflexion. So right there, see that? My left foot has to externally rotate. So what that does is now I have to compensate through my knees, through my hips. All these little foot muscles and bones don't work the way they're supposed to. See that 10-degree difference there? It makes you off balance. That's called asymmetry. So take a look at this. This is a healthy young athlete that's flexible. The feet land and they're equal. They absorb. These aren't even the best shoes. They're not the best orthotics, but strong, flexible muscles allow you to do this. On the other hand, take a look at this technique. The feet are buckling out. The ankle is rolling in. This is because this person has tight hamstrings, tight knees, tight calf muscles. They're not used to running. They're all over the place, and the joints and muscles in the feet have to work much harder. Hey, guess what? We have a phenomenal book. I believe this is the premier book on chronic nerve pain and peripheral neuropathy pain on the planet. I've put years of work seeing tens of thousands of peripheral neuropathy patients, working with some of the best diabetic endocrinologists, the best doctors, the best neurologists, in building out this book. For you, my viewers, we have a discount code available. Get on our mailing list and get that book down here.